Hello and welcome to Always an Escrow with Colby Burchin and Sarina Appel. Hello, Colby.
Sarina, I am super excited today because not only do we have J.M. Ryerson on the show, his family is the most uplifting family I have met, and I'm just super, super excited that they are on our show, and he's on our show today.
Well, we are thrilled to have J.M. Ryerson, an international speaker, mindset and business coach, host of Let's Go Win podcast, and best-selling author of Let's Go Win: The Keys to Living Your Best Life and Champions Daily Playbook. He helps high-performing leaders define and execute their individual leadership styles in order to grow the impact and profits of their businesses. His passion is to help others succeed at work, at home, and in life by offering simple tools that provide a work-life balance. JM, welcome to our show.
Hey, thank you guys so much. And the kind words, Colby, it is definitely reciprocal, brother. I appreciate you dialing us in when we got to Florida, and it's just been an amazing relationship. So I appreciate you guys.
I'm super excited that you're on with us today. I want to dive right in because I know you and I had a conversation. I believe it was like you left a job that was 7-8 figures to do this. And I want everyone to feel you because, you know, I feel like your mantra maybe, 3 keys to live your best life every day. What does that mean? Tell people.
Yeah, well, leaving the first career, which that spanned 3 companies, and it's something that I was good at, right? It's just, but it didn't necessarily fill my bucket. So it wasn't really a decision. It was what it was just a calling. Let's Go Win all started by writing a book for our 2 kids, my wife and our 2 kids, 16 and 13-year-old boys now. And the whole idea was to give them keys so they didn't skin their knees as many times as I did growing up, which was aplenty. And so the whole idea was, okay, guys, here's some ways that you can show up and truly be fulfilled in your personal life, in your business life, in your health. And when I look at the 3 keys, everybody's looking for 3 things, in my opinion. They're looking to be happy, they're looking to be healthy, and they're looking to be wealthy. And when I say wealth, most people immediately go to finances. And I'm like, yeah, that's part of it because, you know, but human beings, we're whole human beings. We're not just make a bunch of money and just be happy. There's your health is your wealth, your spiritual wealth, your relationship wealth. There's so much there. And I wanted my kids to know, like, look, there's a better way to go about this than just, you know, climbing that corporate ladder, but rather being fulfilled in your relationships, in your business, and in your health. So that's what we focus on, and that's what I'm really passionate about.
People are usually so scared, you know, to make the leap. You know, you must have had some kind of, you know, you were some kind of drive, something that like just made you do it.
Well, it's fascinating, brother. So when I wrote the book, I wrote Let's Go Win, and it took 6 to 12 months once I got serious about it. And I was cleaning out the garage when we were moving from California to Florida, and I found this old journal from when I was like 20 or 21 years old back in college. And sure enough, there's Let's Go Win. The 3 circles, it was in black and white, but from 20 years had been marinating in the back of my, I guess it'd be in the subconscious at that point. So it was kind of one of those things where I'm loving this. I'm loving working with people to help them achieve whatever dream that may be, whether that be professional athlete or executives. There's some simple tools that people can do to really unlock their potential. It took away all fear at that point because, look, we're not on this earth that long. So I don't want to walk around and just be satisfied. I want to be fulfilled. I want to live my best life, as your show's all about. And so it was just a matter of, you know, taking that leap. And I have an amazing support system. My wife has nothing but supported us in our journey as a team. So whatever fears I had quickly dissipated when I have these conversations with her. And the truth was, I look at my kids, I don't want them to be just satisfied. I want them to thrive in their life. And what kind of example am I setting if I'm just getting by, if I'm just going day to day? I wanted to thrive, and I wanted my kids to see that as well.
Good for you.
I believe in that too, that we all need to thrive. So, why is showing up as you the only way to live? Tell us more about that mantra.
So often we all put on masks, and it usually starts around fifth, sixth, seventh grade, where we start to have to look a certain way to fit in or put something on. The idea is to fit in because at that time you don't want to stand out because you want to be accepted. And the problem is we keep doing these masks, metaphorically speaking, for years. And what I say is, look, masks are for parties. It's not meant for everyday life. So I'll give you an example. I'm 6'5". Okay. That's the way God made me. I didn't choose to be 6'5". It takes zero time and energy, and my back's in complete alignment at 6'5". I could try to be 5'5". I could take enough time, put my back way out of alignment, spend all this energy to show you that I'm 5'5", but why? It's just the way I'm made. It's such a freeing feeling when you can just be you. Good, the bad, the ugly. Here I am. And the truth is, you're never going to make everybody happy anyway. So why try? And I don't know when that happens, when you finally get to the point where you just don't care what anyone else thinks, because the truth is, it's none of your business anyway. But once you do, it's like, oh my gosh, a weight gets lifted off the shoulders. And you get to take all that energy and put it towards something positive instead of putting any energy to look a certain way, sound a certain way, be around people you don't really enjoy anyway. It's like, why do all of that? And the majority of people do at some point. But once you find this other way to just show up as who you genuinely are, you're like, oh, this is pretty easy.
Okay, so what you also say, why does mindset matter?
My favorite quote is Henry Ford says, whether you think you can or can't, you're right. And it's such a simple and profound quote. It does all start here, where it's like your mindset will determine whether you can do something or you can't. And if you believe I can't, you're right. You are 100. You have no chance of doing it if you don't think you can. So when I say mindset matters, it is so true that whatever you are filling into your mindset on a daily basis. So for instance, I don't watch the news, right? I am informed. I know that we have a tropical storm coming towards Florida right now. Why? Because I chose to seek out that information because somebody told me it was coming. So I go look at that. But the first thing I don't do is pop on CNN, Fox, CNBC, whatever your thing is. I don't do that because that's someone else's agenda filling my mindset. Typically, it's not very positive. I have a routine where I follow to make sure that I'm filling my mind and my mindset with positivity. Podcasts, reading 10 pages a day, meditating every day, journaling every day, seeking out inspiration on a daily basis, because I want to show up every single day and give my very best. Because, I lost my dad in March of this year, and it really gave me a perspective that life is pretty short. And I don't have time to waste not giving everything I have. So instead of focusing on the negative, because there's plenty of it, and look, it's all over the world. If you want the negative, it's there. But there's also really positive stuff if you look there. And when you do that, whatever you focus on expands. And so when I say mindset matters, that's what I mean is like, if we focus on the positive, if we're grateful every day, if we do some of these practices, it's incredible how much we have. Our cups are filling over if we look at it that way, or your cup is truly empty if you look at it that way too. And either way, whatever you focus on, you're right. And so that's why that's your mindset. It all starts there.
See, Sarina, figure this, okay? Him times two, Lisa, his wife, they are exactly the same. You get this energy from both of them, and that's like so important. I want people to see that. You need these type of people in your life.
Well, This all resonates with me and kind of my own lifestyle, being really authentic, showing up, learning something new every day, meditation, all of it. It's such a great way of life, isn't it? I mean, that's what I believe. And for, now I want to kind of just talk, you're giving us so many great tips here. How can we empower our family, our teams? What are some ways to inspire? Let's start there. It's and our team, I would say, is our family too.
Yeah, 100% agree with you. So a couple things. Habits are kind of everything in our life. So winning is a habit, well, so is losing. And so when you're intentional about what you're doing, and you mentioned, I'll start with my kids, okay? Because everything goes back to my kids every time. They have said the exact same mantra or affirmation every single day that they've been alive, because before they could speak, I would say it for them. And it goes like this: are you a leader? And they would say yes. Or if they didn't, because they couldn't speak, I would say yes. And then, how come? Because I'm confident, strong, intelligent, athletic, good looking, dynamic, popular, talented, independent boy with a growth mindset. And the whole point of doing that was to rewire any hard wires that Lisa and I may not have given them positively. When they go to school and somebody's like, "You're ugly," he's like, "No, I'm not. I'm good looking." How come? Because I told myself that every single day. You're stupid. No, I'm not. I'm intelligent. Because I told myself every single day. And these are real life examples that have happened to my youngest. He's been bullied before. And somebody's like, "You know what? You're fat and ugly." He's like, "No, I'm not. I'm good looking. I'm confident." And when I asked him how he knew that, he's like, "Well, Dad, I've been saying it every single day. I know who I am. This is just some kid projecting." And he said this at 11 years old, projecting his insecurity on me. And I was just like trying to hold back tears. I'm like, I am so proud of you, Trey, because the world's going to kick you. It's going to knock you down. It's going to tell you you're all of those things. And it's not true. That's just someone else. Hurt people hurt people. And that's what was happening to him. And he was strong enough to say, "I'm so sorry you're hurting, but that's not me. Thank you so much. Move on."
Sarina, his kids, I see them like on the street selling lemonade or candy bar. They always say hello. I mean, most kids don't do that, you know? They will go out of their way to be polite and say hello if they don't even know you. I mean, it's really great parenting.
Thank you, Colby. That's all Lisa. That's really not me. I just but I'm there for show on that part. She's the polite one of the two.
So, is there anything else that you may want to share with our audience just about living your best life? Because that's what we're about. And, you've given us so many great tools and some wisdom right now. Is anything else to kind of end our show and this great convo?
I have a couple things that have been weighing on my brain pretty heavily recently. One is, if you're hurting or you have something going on in your life, a simple brain dump is like the most therapeutic thing you can do. So literally, paper, pen, it costs next to nothing. And you just dump, like just write, and you go and you go and you get it out. Because once you do that, you can actually get clarity around whatever subject that is. When we're emotional, when we have these things going on, you can't really see what's happening. So that's one thing that I coach on often. I'm like, look, before you do anything, before you react, because that's emotionally when things happen, we react. The whole reason I meditate is to respond, not to react. So I tell people, just do a brain dump, just get it out, because whatever you're feeling is probably just the emotional side of things. So that's one. The other thing is, and this is the most simple thing, and it won't be the first time people have heard it, and probably not the last. Having an attitude of gratitude is quite literally, in my opinion, the most important thing that you can have. And the body does not have the ability to be angry and grateful at the same time. It doesn't know how to do it. So it's really a choice that people have to either be happy and grateful and recognize all the amazing things that they have, or it's a choice to be miserable and sad and angry. But it is a choice. No one can make you feel a certain way. So having that practice every single day before you even get out of bed, and I'll give you mine real quick. before my left foot hits the ground, because that's the side of the bed I sleep on. And I always have to run to the bathroom. It's like the first thing. I drink a lot of water every single day. But before I do that, I get to say three things I'm grateful for, right? Like I'm breathing, my beautiful wife is next to me, and my kids are safe. That would be one example. Or my health and the fact that I get to live in, the US, which to me is still the greatest country in the world, and I get to eat today. These are things to be grateful for if you recognize them. And it's just such a simple idea that I wish people would just do on a daily basis. Just say three things. And when you do that, you can't be angry any longer because you recognize there's so many amazing things. That small habit creates the winning habit that I'm talking about. And it's so simple and it takes zero real effort. It's just recognizing. So I know that gets a little bit long-winded and I get on my soapbox a little bit, but I'm just passionate about it because I want people to win. My whole company is called Let's Go Win, for God's sakes. If you're winning, I'm winning. If I'm winning, you're winning together. And that's one of the basic things that we can all do.
I want to ask you because, relatability is a big thing with our podcast. So many people want to just, now that we have you on, they're going to follow you and they're going to want to know JM. Just tell us, what podcasts besides ours, which ones are you listening to? What's fulfilling you? What are you watching on Netflix?
Yeah, good question. That's a challenge, the Netflix in my house, because my wife likes to watch dramas and a lot of if I ever go away, by the way, it's because she watched some CSI or some she knows how to do that. So for me, I like positive things in my life, so I don't try to watch a lot of that. I'll watch documentaries, positive ones typically. I listen to a lot of podcasts. I think Impact Theory by Tom Bilyeu, I think he's brilliant. Often I get the John Maxwell one sent to me. Ed Milet does a good job. So those are some of the podcasts. And the biggest thing for me, Colby, my favorite thing to do is to read and just share. And so I have 3 or 4 books always going on at one time. Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life. I listen to that every single day. I think Wayne Dyer did such an incredible job of that. I'm reading Chop Wood, Carry Water, I think is the name of it. It's a really basic, simple book, but it's so always feeding my mind something. And then I look for something inspirational video-wise every single day on TikTok, which is crazy because I'm not really a social media person. Yeah. But I love what TikTok has to offer in terms of videos. So that's kind of my thing that I do on a daily.
Okay, so how could people find you? Tell everyone your social media, whatever you have, what platforms, so they could find you and listen to you, because I think you should be followed. So
thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Let's Go Win 365 on any social media platform. When you do send something, you actually will get me, because even though I'm not in love with all the social media because of some of the negativity, I love interacting with people that genuinely want to connect. And then the Let's Go Win podcast. You two were guests today. Freaking amazing guests. I love your energy and your smile and just what you bring to the table. And I know your audience knows that, but I'd love for them to see and hear you as a guest on my show at Let's Go Win. And then the letsgowin.com. So everything in my life is Let's Go Win. It's something that we live and breathe. So check it out. Love to have you be a part of it. And thank you guys for the opportunity. You guys are amazing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, JM. Great to have you with us. Everybody, let's go win.